There shall be now an opportunity for silent prayer or meditation. Amen. Thank you. Are there any member statements? Honorable Masilela.
Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the African National Congress, I would like to congratulate the revolutionary initiatives taken by our Honorable MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Comrade Mandla Msibi, for his concern for our collapsing municipalities in the province. In the light of our Auditor General's latest report on the performance of our municipalities, the Honorable MEC met with some of our municipalities to get in-depth information on their performance. The MEC last week engaged with the leadership of Mbombela, Victor Kanye, Msugalikwa to discuss challenges facing these municipalities. He also met the municipalities of Tabachweu, Lika, Dr. J.S. Moroka, and Dr. Pixley Ka Isakaseme to also discuss challenges that hamper service delivery in these municipalities. The Honorable MEC requested progress reports from these municipalities and said these reports will help the department to determine the type of support to give in order to help where they can. Nyabo.
Thank you, Honorable MEC Msibi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. We appreciate and want to thank the chairperson of the subcommittee for COGTA and also indicate that through her support in the committee, we're able to do our work simple. And we'll keep on doing the work because we know our mandate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other member statement? Honorable Mkhatshwa.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The ANC is extremely appalled and condemned the heinous raping and killings of women and young children. An Israelite female tourist was brutally raped by armed men a week ago in Graskop while on tour to see our beautiful province. The other tourists who were touring with her were also brutally attacked by this group of armed men. Our women and children are daily living in fear of death while our tourists are losing hope in touring our beautiful land. In a recent incident, a 13-year-old girl from Malema section in Mzinoni near Betal was raped and brutally murdered. There are a whole lot of such incidences and it is inhuman and barbaric. Honorable Speaker, the ANC call on all provincial government with all stakeholders within the justice and security cluster to find mechanisms on how these incidences will be dealt with. On the same breath, it is incumbent for every member of society to get involved, from churches, community forums, traditional councils, etc., to ensure that they work together for the maximum protection of our women and children. We also call upon parents to ensure that their children are safe at all material times. The police must also make sure that all these criminals are put in jail as soon as they can. As the ANC will say, this is enough, not anymore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mkhatshwa. Honorable MEC Shabalala.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Angibonge lenkulumo njengoba sayithuliwe ngumhlonishwa lapha Mkhatshwa. Kuliqiniso sento lesendeke eGraskop lapho kulinyatwe khona labanye betihambi labe bavakashelela endaweni yakithi basendaweni yase-Israel. Sibe sento lesibhlungu kakhulu. Angisho ukuthi ngitinikile isikhathi ngaya ngayobona lapha kwendeke khona lesehlakalo. Ngabona nendzawo labe bavakashele khona, sahlangana nema-stakeholders la relevant, like labe tourism, labachutshwa ngobabe opapilane, nababe ngomane, office lababe ngomane, sabonisana ukuthi siyosebenza njani ngokuvikela ema-tourist. And ngicabanga ukuthi lokubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi satise abantu bakithi ukuthi ema-tourist abalulekile ngoba ayasisiza endzabeni kwakha umnotho waseMpumalanga. Endzabeni yemntwana lebhlungu nayo levele lapha endaweni yaseBhetali, sikhuluma nje kunemaphoyisa namhla lavakashelele lokhaya, kunetinkomba letikhombisaka ukuthi kunemuntu otoboshwa, ngaloku kunebufakazi lokutholakele lapha. Ngicabanga ukuthi i-concern yamhlonishwa Mkhatshwa lapha itawufezeka, sitawubopha nakhona eGraskop bakhona la sababoshiwe. Ngicabanga ukuthi sitawabopha bonke laba labenta bugebengu eMpumalanga. Siyabonga.
Thank you, MEC. Honorable Webb.
Madam Speaker, I rise on behalf of the Freedom Front. Madam Speaker, our country and our province is burning. People abuse their right to demonstrate, to burn and to loot, and that's the object. We gathered in this august hall, we've got to provide leadership. Izingane zethu sifuna ukuthi sifundise ukuthi zihloniphe. What is happening in this country is surely not something to be proud upon. We are leaving a heritage that is tarnished. We've got to provide the leadership. We can't leave this country to the police. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Somlomo, ngibonge nakumhlonishwa, ngivumelane naye ngalesiphakamiso ukuthi cha vele uma singabaholi nanoma singaba amamember parliament, sibe amamember executive, sibe ngamakhosi, sibe yinduna, sibe ngumphakathi, sibe makhansela, kubalulekile ukuthi silekelele ukuthi silethe inhlonipho okakhulukazi kule nyanga ye-heritage. Senze isiqiniseko ukuthi labo esibakhulisako abantu abethu siba isibonelo, benzele eMpumalanga neSouth Africa kube indawo ehloniphekile. Kungako sinabo MEC abafanana nabo baba uNgomane, bomama uG Shabalala ka community safety security liaison. Kuba ekufanele benze isiqiniseko ukuthi uma ngabe ke kukhona abantwana sebaphuma esandleni asebabulala ama-tourist, sebasimoshela umnotho wethu, sebalahla inhlonipho nokuyiphatha namasiko, bona-ke bese bayabathatha bomama uG Shabalala bayobabeka lapha esitokisini, bahlale lapho bagcineke lapho ngoba bafanelanga ukuphila nesociety. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much. Honorable Tabete.
Ngisukuma ngikhalalisela i-department yethu ye-human settlement. Umhlonishwa uMahlangu ngesikhathi enda i-budget speech yakhe wapromisa ukuthi batawuthula ama-title deeds kulomcombelelo timali wa 2019-2020 langu 15,000. Simbonile alapha eBaptini awachitha ke lama title deeds. Lapho bomake bajabula lebe sebaluza ihope ukuthi ngempela letindlu lebahlala kuto dabo noma tisasengaphansi kwaHulumende. Make nkululeko ujabule kakhulu ngekuthi atibone aphethe ama document lam garantako noma lasho ukuthi ngempela lendlu ngeyakhe. So siyayihalalisela i-department ngekuthi uma bakhuluma tinto nabathula ama budget speech abo letindo lebatithembise bantfu bakithi bangabo bese batijika bayadenda. Sijabula kakhulu singe-African National Congress ngoba kufuna silide sibe sibonelo lesihle ebantwini bakithi singabathembisi manga. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Honorable MEC Shonge, Leader of Government Business.
Ulu somlomo ngibonge nomhlonishwa umama ophakamisa lesishukumiso. Sibonge ne Department of Human Settlement, a party yombuso oholwa ngumama uRefile Mthweni Tsikane, ukuthi yenze lokhu ebantwini bakithi okubanikeza ithemba. Sibokhumbula phela ukuthi title deed ikunikeza ukuthi ungakhona kuyoboleka imali ebhanki, ungakhona nge-title deed futhi kuyokhulumisa omunye umuntu wenza isibambiso ngaleyo title deed. I-title deed ikuvulela iminyango eminingi. Yiyo lento le esithi senza impilo zabantu bakithi babe ngcono. Ngiyathemba ke ukuthi abantu bakithi baseMpumalanga bazambongela uma ke inkululeko lapha eBaptini ukuthi uma ngabe yena ayitholile i-title deed nawe engakafiki kuwe eMpumalanga iseza le title deed. Umama uNora Mahlangu uyasebenza uma kwazi khipha 20,000 yawo lapha eBarberton kuphela, kusho ukuthi nina abanye la eMpumalanga hlalani njalo nisethembeni ukuthi lo mbuso waseMpumalanga oholwa i-African National Congress uyeza nakini impilo zenu mazibe ngcono. Yazi ukuthi uma zenzeke njalo nizawuphila nani. Siyabonga.
Thank you. Honorable Morgan Grove.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to deliver a statement on behalf of the Democratic Alliance. The 2018-29 crime stats, which was revealed by Bheki Cele today, made me scared to be living in this province. All the major crimes increased by percentages that were higher in the country. Contact crimes increased by 6.9% to 34,885 reported cases. Murder in the province increased by 8% to 996 reported cases. Attempted murder increased 21.5% to 1,090 reported cases. Kidnapping was up 22.3%, with Delmas being the worst in the country. Sexual assault increased by 36.2%, the highest in the country, and sexual offenses increased by 8.5% to 3,470 reported cases. Witbank was number 15 out of 30 in terms of robbery with aggravating circumstances. Number 24 of the top 30 police stations for contact crimes, and number 1 for burglary at residential premises, which brings the cases up to 3,264. Honorable Speaker, these crimes are of a serious nature, and we need to come up with a strategy to deal and to reduce. Can the MEC table a motion with notice presenting the plan to deal with the increasing crime in the province? Honorable MEC, given the severity of crime that is reported in Witbank and the numbers of crime, may I request that the call center and specialized crimes unit be brought back in the municipality? I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable MEC Shabalala.
Umlomo inkulumo lethulwe ngimake lapha uqinisile letibalo atisitihle neze. Kodwa lengakusho ukuthi simphakathi sibantfu laba ku government ngokushiyashiyana as ma stakeholders kuyofuna ukuthi sibambisane ikakhulukade kumphakathi. Uma umphakathi ungabambisana nathi simaphoyisa ngicabanga ukuthi kuyobalula kulwa nebugebengu ngoba kusuka khona lapha emakhaya letinye izigebengu sihlala nato siyadati bantfu bethu bomzala bethu kuyofuna ukuthi sireporte onke lama case sibambisane nemaphoyisa singatifihli letigebengu. Kusithombe lesibi kakhulu ukuthi especially eMpumalanga La sinema cases la kubulawa khona abantwana nabomake kusento lesibi kakhulu esibuhlungu futhi. So ngicabanga ukuthi ama programs atawuba khona, but if bantu bakithi kuma communities abakhoni kubambisana nathi kuyoba nzima ukuthi siwa implement. We've got programs la khulumisana nako lokho, siyababopha abantu, lamanye ama cases siyakhuluma ngawo, lamanye siwa report njoba kulihlelo lethu ukuthi singakhulumi ngawo onke ama cases la sa investigator nema cases mhlambe la sa anebuthakathaka. But amaphoyisa asempumalanga yasebenza kakhulu. Sibonile uma ngasho nje state ngiyabonga nje ukuthi ufuna ungineta lithuba ukuthi ngithebule in the house that how many cases lesidila ngawo. Sidila ngama cases almost every day. But ngifuna kusho ukuthi asibambisaneni kuliqiniso ukuthi sibukane nesimo lesibhlungu kakhulu. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, Honorable Member. We are now moving to executive statements. Oh, Honorable Sedibe, I've noted 5 hands and yours was not up by then. No, Honorable Sedibe, not for the, when I said for the first time, only 5 hands, it was 3 and I. Maximum of 5. Maximum of 5 statements. I've noted 5 hands, but yours was not up by then. Okay, my apology in that regard, but in future I will try to note all hands first, then as per the rules. No, they were up, 5 of them were up. Yours was not up. No, Honorable Sedibe.
Honorable Slo, and I give you a chance because I believe that will come to me.
No, Honorable Sedibe, 5 hands were up.
No.
Were up by then.
No. Which was the first hand? Because the
The
first hand was the hand
was
of,
Honorable
no,
Masilela.
the first hand was Honorable Tabete. The first hand, if you go in that sequence, I'm telling you, the first hand was Honorable Tabete, but you chose Honorable Masilela. And the second hand was my hand, but you chose the other hand. You started there.
They were 5. I
But
don't
according
want
to
to
the
argue that. Would you
According
please
to
sit
the
down?
rule,
Yes.
apart from the 5 hands that you have pointed, as the party, the EFF have never spoken on the member statement. It has to speak. We still have a chance there, let alone the hands. As the EFF, you can consult your legal and the rule.
Okay, for now, for today, I've noted 5. I will correct that.
No, it's not about 5. It's
No.
about the party representation.
No, the rules are saying a maximum of 5.
Go to your rules, check your legal team. Every party must be given an opportunity to speak on the member statement, at least 1 member. So you appointed 3 from the ANC, 1 from the DA, 1 from the Freedom
Yes, I
Front.
will correct
We have
that.
to speak as well.
I will correct that.
You
going
don't correct
forward.
it, I speak, must recognize me, I've
No,
prepared the
Honorable
statement.
Sedibe.
No. Get the guidance there. We have started now. What do you correct?
And you must check Rule 93. Before he note this, he must recognize as an opposition party.
Yes.
You must check his rules.
Is it in
Okay,
order?
Yeah. it's
Thank
in
you
order.
very much.
You can talk.
And in future.
No,
Honorable
no
Speaker,
talk, Honorable Sedibe. I've given you that opportunity. Let us not talk about future. Raise your statement.
Okay, it's fine. I was advising you. I was giving you a free lecture anyway. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Ngisukuma njengelunga lelihlonipheke kakhulu kudlula onke emalunga lakhona la lelimele inhlangano ye-EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters. Kuvakalisa kudumala sengena ngile ndiyazuma. Kuvakalisa kudumala nekukhathateka ngalendlela uhulumende lobusako we-ANC aphatha ngayo amakhosi netinduna tawo sikushilo futhi sisakusho ukuthi kuyakhathata kakhulu ukuthi eminyakeni lemashumi lamabili nakuhlanu emakhosi solo ahola emandongomane peanuts emakhosi akanamahhovisi laphelele bete ifurniture, akunatinsita letifana nema-computer, nema-phone, kanye nema-free Wi-Fi. Speaker, liningi letindvuna temakhosi tineminyaka neminyaka tingaholi. Kodwa kulamanye ema-province, tonke tinduna tiyahola, uma kuphela inyanga. Kanye nema-office administrators nabo mabhalane basemahhovisi ebukhosi. Lokuvisa buhlungu kakhulu kuthi niyawasebenzisa emakhosi ethu kute politiki makufika isikhathi semakhetho. Bese niyabalahla uma senitholile leyo benikufuna, lokungilama vote. Lawa nifake khona la endlini esishamthetho. Ngimeme tindvuna letibuya ka-Chief Mkhatshwa eDon Donald naka-Chief Mkwena eMariti. Kuthi titovela, nitotivela nato titivele ngetabo tindlela. Ngicela nisukume tinduna.
No. Honorable
Sukuma
Sedibe.
tinduna,
Honorable
sukuma tinduna.
Sedibe. No. What you're doing is not correct.
But sitimemile mos.
No.
And sitimeme
You must
official
do
through
that.
the office.
No, you must do that through me.
But they've been transported.
No.
Okay, through you, Speaker, ngicela
But
tinduna
it's
tisukume.
not you. You must say, you must request the speaker to do that on your behalf. We are not
But what
respecting.
is the difference?
We are not respecting the decorum of
Yini
the
mehluko
house.
tisukumise ngwena usisukumise nini?
No. Honorable
Tivakashi
Sedibe.
tamo.
No. I will revoke section 40 if you are not listening.
Kodwa sithi vakashi takho, okay,
I
it's
will
fine.
revoke section 40. I'm telling you.
Okay, asitubeke. Okay, ngatisukumisa ke through you,
It's me.
Speaker. Yes, ngicela
It's me.
utsukumisa tivakashi tethu.
Siyazicela izivakashi mazikhona zisukume. Zasedi.
Tinduna, yeah, na. Tina 5 years tingaholi, Speaker. And ti replace
Siyabonga-ke,
tinduna letishonile.
ungaqhubeka-ke.
Naleti akakhoshi Mkwena atisukume kamathibela.
I know. Honorable Sedibe.
Okay, nginayo ilist yato ngitayinika honorable MEC masicedzaka. Akunankinga. Sengivala ke honorable speaker. Sine sinhlangano ye-EFF sasho ukuthi siyawathanda emakhosi ene sitawusebenzisana nabo futhi netinduna. Sishilo ku manifesto yethu umhlahlandlela ukuthi ngaphansi kwembuso wenhlangano ye-EFF sitawusebenzisana nabo kuko konke lokufaka phakathi nokuyabela kwemhlaba.
Your time is up,
Tuke bantu,
Honorable. It's only 1.5 minutes for...
Thank you very much. Ngiyabonga.
Okay. No, Honorable Msibi.
No, thanks once more, Honorable Speaker. Well, first and foremost, I must thank the matter raised by the Honorable Member, but I must indicate that as the department, we are working very well with the leadership of traditional or House of Traditional Leadership. From their provincial level, or meeting with their leadership, and to their local level. With the matter raised of Indunas not get paid, when we get report, we always investigate and give a feedback. We are going to wait to the submission that is indicating that we will make, and through the proper channels of Indunas, we will be able to respond properly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Executive statements, none. Motions without notice. Are there any motions without notice? Honorable Mlombo.
Honorable Speaker, ngiyabonga kakhulu ngisukuma egameni le-African National Congress kubongela i-Department of Agriculture eMpumalanga kuthi iyende i-province yaseMpumalanga yaba proud and yasenda sajabula kakhulu ngokuthi laphana makunalo mcimbi wekubuka lento lesibita ngokuthiwa i-climate change lebe yendiwa i-Afrobarometer. I-Afrobarometer iconducte le survey kuwo wonke ema-provinces lawu 9 alapha eNingizimu Afrika. Yathola ukuthi kunokuhlukumeteka lokukhulu kwebantu in terms of equality of life yabo ngokuthi ema-provinces akayendi i-awareness in terms of climate change. Further noting, Honorable Speaker, ukuthi iMpumalanga province ithathwa njenge-province yesibili leyisebenta kahle in terms of ukwenda abantu babe aware ngokushintsha kwe-climate noma ngokushintsha kwesimo selitulu. So iMpumalanga province ilandzela iWestern Cape. iWestern Cape is number 1, iMpumalanga province is number 2. But lokubaluleke kakhulu mhlonishwa Somlomo ukuthi kuyo yonke iSouth Africa iMpumalanga i-awareness climate change awareness yayo 11% more than the national average, okungukuthi 11% more than yonke iSouth Africa. Ngokunjalo ke Somlomo ngisukuma nokuyibongela le department, ngicele emalunga lekahloniphekile ale shaya mthetho ukuthi siyibongele le department ukuthi yenda iMpumalanga ibe proud, isenda ukuthi sitigcaje ngomsebenzi wabo lomuhle lebawendako. So I so move. Thank you.
Thank you. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agreed to? Yes, so agreed. Honorable Manzini, your hand was up.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Ngisukume ukubonga undunankulu nemphakathi wase-Otley on behalf of i-constituency lengithunywe kuyo ukuthi iphelekete kahle ngesizotha gogo wesive wakamkwena Leyimisang Anita Mkwena. Sibonge ukuthi ke umsebenzi yakhe sibonile nebantu bangasebenzayo bajabule kakhulu ukuthi bampheleketele baphinde babonge lemsebenzi lemihle la yendile. Sithi siyabonga ndunankulu ukuhlonipha amakhosi ngoba uze waya during the week wayolila wacedzela nje waya nasemgcwabeni. Sifuna bomake labafana naye. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agreed to? Thank you. I'm coming on this side. Honorable Grove, Morgan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to deliver a motion without notice on behalf of the Democratic Alliance. Noting that the former Springbok legend Chester William passed away on 6 September. Further noting that Chester William was part of the Springboks' 1995 Rugby World Cup winning squad. ICup lela hlanganisa mphakathi wase South Africa. He played 27 tests for the Springboks between 1993 and 2000, scoring 14 tries at that time. He was named the South African Rugby Player of the Year in 1994. Apart from lifting the Webb Ellis Cup in 1995, Williams was also a member of the Springbok squad that won the Rugby Championship in 1998, and he won the Currie Cup with the Golden Lions in 1999. I therefore move, Honourable Speaker, that this House send its heartfelt condolences to the Williams family. I so move.
Thank you. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agreed to? Agreed. Thank you very much. Another motion without notice. Honorable Nyembe.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of EFF to raise a motion without notice about the corruption and mismanagement of funds at Dr. Pixley Isakasebe municipality. 16 million is lost and no action is taken. The perpetrators are still holding their position while the whistleblower is suspended. Speaker, the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature has the constitutional mandate in terms of Section 1142A and Section 115A and B of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa to oversee the manner in which the executive spends the public resources. The funds were looted under the tender number 25 of 2018 for the refurbishment and upgrading of Falkreis wastewater treatment works, of which the appointment letter or the letter of instruction was signed by the technical director on 28 July 2018. But that technical director was appointed on 28 August 2018 and reported to work in September, but the tender was already signed by him on 28 July. Speaker, we advocate for Cardinal Pillar number 3 of EFF, which speaks of building the state and government capacity, which will lead to the abolishment of tenders. The fight against corruption should not be a side issue, but a fundamental component of the state apparatus in order to increase public confidence. We therefore move that Africando Civil and Project be blacklisted. Thank you.
Thank you. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agree to. The motion stays defeated. Any other? Honorable Msibi?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise on behalf of the mighty African National Congress, Honorable Speaker, to move a motion without notice for this House to congratulate the Department of Water and Sanitation together with the Nkomazi municipality for the progress made in delivering clean water to many areas in Nkomazi region. Noting that a number of upgrading of bulk water scheme projects are underway in a number of areas, including villages in the Nkomazi area, the first village being the Sibangi Regional Bulk Water Scheme, which is upgraded by 7 megaliters. The Masibegela Water Treatment Plant, which is expanded from 20 milliliter to 40 milliliter. The Trikopis Water Plant, which expands from 14 milliliter to 21 milliliter. Many villages and townships will soon have water after upgrading of this water project. Further noting that all these upgrading water projects, both the Department of Water and Sanitation and the municipality will contribute millions of rands through the bulk amount will come from the Department of Water and Sanitation. The upgrading will include bulk pipelines, pump station, and reservoirs. Honorable Speaker, I move that this House support this good story and encourage all involved to complete this good work in time. I so move.
Thank you very much. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agree to? So is agreed. Thank you very much. Okay, the motion stays defeated. Notices of motion. Are there any notices of motion? None. Formal motions. I am informed that there are no formal motions. We should proceed to orders of the day. The Secretary shall read the first order of the day.
Order number 1, questions for oral reply to members of the Executive Council.
Thank you. I have a question paper in front of me with questions for oral reply to members of the Executive Council. I am informed that the question paper was duly circulated to all members of the legislature. We will now proceed to questions for oral reply as they appear on the question paper. The first question from Honorable F.V. Mlombo from the ANC to ask the MEC for Finance, Economic Development and Tourism. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Speaker. Greetings to honorable members. The question is from Honorable Mlombo, and I want to believe all of you have the copy of the question. And the response says follows. The mining industry has been the bedrock of the Mpumalanga economy for many years. The sector has made many positive contributions to the development of our economy, and some of infrastructure and industries thriving today as a direct resulting of mining. The new mining charter is a key instrument for radical change designed to address many of inequalities in the mining and mineral sector prior 2002, Section 100 of Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act tasked the minister to establish, assess, and when necessary, revise the framework and targets for the entry and ongoing participation of historical disadvantaged South African into the sector. The new mining sector is expected to significantly increase
the participation of the historical disadvantaged in the mining operation in the province. Further to this, the provincial government will resuscitate the mining forum meeting with the Department of Mineral Resource and Mineral Council and various mineral entities. One of three focus areas of the mining forum, the mining rehabilitation work stream. The work stream team will interact with Exaro as far as rehabilitation projects are concerned, so that other members can draw from the lesson from their experiences. The team interacts with individual mines, gather information about their rehabilitation programs with a view of identifying projects with impact of job creation and development of small businesses. Through the work stream, we will request the shareholding agreement so that we can better understand the terms and conditions of shareholding and the type of support the province can provide. The department is also working with the Department of Energy and Mineral Resource to coordinate workshops where communities will better understand opportunities within the mining sector and how mining houses are implementing social labor plans. Roman figure 2, the response. Indeed, there are prospects of the mine to contribute to the provincial economy as the mine will. 1, use the existing skilled employees as shareholders and part of the management of the mine. B, now pay tax and thus contribute to the National Revenue Fund. C, create more jobs as it expands its operation. Roman figure 3, response. To ensure sustainability of transaction, government will, through the Department of Mineral Resource, monitor compliance of the deal to revised mining charter. These were the responses of my question. Thank you.
Thank you, MEC. Honorable Lomo, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think we must appreciate what Exaro has done to give shareholding to its former employees. But what I want to ask to the Honorable MEC is, how do we make sure that the other mining houses, like your Optimum, like your Glencore, and other mining houses, they adopt the very same approach of ensuring that they give shareholding to their employees? Because the workers of this country, they are supposed to own and control the means of production. That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Whip. You will understand that this exercise has been initiated by the Department of Mineral Resources, which is the national competence. But as a province, we are going to work hand in gloves with the Department of Mineral Resources and make sure that the good work which they have done in Exaro expands into other mining houses, because this is a good work and we believe that it can assist us to work with private sector in creating more jobs which are directed to young people and women. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mlombo. Do we have other follow-up questions?
No, Honorable Speaker, I think the reply by the Honorable MEC is satisfactory. Only if we're going to follow up on those issues. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other follow-up question from other members? Honorable Sedibe?
Angeke babe nawo my question, Honorable Speaker. Bayabhalelwa laba. Now, Honorable MEC, given this development, which is highly commended, and I view it as a strategic point to a right direction, and also pointing to nationalization of mine as envisaged or advocated by the EFF. And also noting that a number of mines in that area of Witbank, Middelburg, and Delmas are under business rescue practitioners. You will know the mines that were owned by the Guptas and so forth, which were closed due to the state capture. And also that a number of them under Clean Code has been closed, and thousands of our people has lost jobs there. What is your comprehensive plan as the MEC for Economic Development to ensure that there is sustainable jobs in the mines, and they are protective, or those jobs are also protected jobs in the mine, and the people there benefit on the mine activities, not only through the jobs, but through the business opportunities that are there in the mine, because there's a public outcry that the mines are benefiting 99% of the whites, and our black people cannot benefit in those mines through business, or should be it mining operation or equipment and renting and so forth and so on, or supply of diesel and materials and so forth. What is your plan as the MEC for Economic Development? I believe we are better suited because economic development works together with
Honorable Sedibe,
MEGA.
we've heard the question, and now we are continuing to give statement. And will you please
A good question must always be followed by a preamble. But thank you. I think we wambi.
Honorable Chief Whip, before MEC.
Honorable Speaker, ngokuhlonipha okukhulu, before umhlonishwa aphendula, bengicela umhlonishwa uSidibe withdraw le statement sakhe sokuthi angeke sikwazi ukuba nama follow up ngoba siyabhalelwa ama statement. In terms of Rule 38 of the rules and orders of this house, ukhohlisa lendlu. He is misleading the house. So before umhlonishwa aphendula, sicela ukuthi withdraw that statement.
Okay, Honorable Sedibe, that is in order. Will you please withdraw the statement?
Angifundele Rule 38. Ngicela ngifundele njengawo speaker. I can't withdraw on something. I
can read it.
I understand.
I can read it.
Okay.
I can't always carry rule book. I carry Bible.
Okay, no. Honorable Sedibe.
I withdraw for the sake of progress.
Okay. Okay, no, thank you very much. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Speaker. Let me also thank you, Honorable Sedibe, for your question and the preamble. What I don't agree with is the issue of nationalization of mines, which is not part of our program as this government. And you must also understand mines and a responsibility of national department working hand in gloves with ourselves in the province. We will wish, we would say all the preamble which you have put on place, because your question is highly the same question which has been raised by Honorable Chief Whip, because the main thing which it says it's the beneficiation. Our people need to benefit out of the mines, not only in terms of job, not only they must benefit, but you will understand that also what has been raised by Honorable Chief Whip was meaning exactly that. And he further indicated the wish that what has been started in Exaro must go to all the mines in the province, of which we agree with you, both yourself and Chief Whip, that we are going to work very close with the national department and make sure that our mines, specifically the community which is next to those mines, they must benefit out of what the mines are benefiting, not only the owners of the mines, but the community also must benefit. And we are going to work with all stakeholders in making sure that that happens. And we are not going to work with all those who agree with us, including yourself. If you come with positive ideas, we are going to take them and make sure that it will take us forward. But we are going to leave the issue of nationalization of mines because it's not part of our program. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Any other follow-up question? No, Honorable Sedibe, I will not give you the second chance because the rule is saying that I must give you only one.
No,
one
it's a
chance.
follow-up.
No.
It's a follow-up.
No.
Follow-up,
No,
you know what
don't.
follow-up is?
No.
I'm follow-up on his response.
No, I've given you an opportunity
Follow-up,
for a
follow-up.
follow-up question. We've done that. I will not give you the second follow-up.
So I
I
must
must
take
give
it as if
another
I'm answered,
member.
even
It's
when
as
I'm
per
not
the
answered.
rules. It's as per the rules.
But I'm not answered. He didn't answer my question. He didn't answer my question.
Honorable Sadiq, will
But
you
there's
please-
any other hand. Why don't you just recognize me?
No,
Because
I
there's
won't
no
do that.
Abana
No,
ma
I won't
question,
do that.
Nabantu.
The rules is not saying that.
There are people who does
if
not
there are
have
no-
questions. Just give me a chance.
No, Honorable Sadiq, you know the rules.
There are people who does not have questions. Just give me a chance to speak.
Honorable Sadiq, I'm now moving. I will revoke Rule 40, please, because you are not respecting the presiding officer, because you know the rules. Don't do that. Thank you. Okay, if there is no other follow-up question, I will move to question 2. Honorable N.G. Nyembe from the EFF to ask the MEC for cooperative governance and traditional affairs. Honorable MEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity once more. The question raised by Honorable Nomshato Nyembe from the EFF is Msukwalika municipality is renting a reservoir from the Zwane Family Trust. The land was sold in a land settlement agreement. The amount was 431,000. Now the municipality is renting the reservoir for 800,000. The Zwane family now is owed over 56 million, and an amount of 5 million was paid up in front. Can the MEC please explain why did this incident take place? Was there any other way to do this instead of the decision that was taken? The response is, in 1998, Honorable Speaker, the municipality embarked on a process of selling stand number R3991 for business development to MERS Robsol Estates, CC, as per Council Resolution number TLC 26/5 of 98. That transaction with Robsol Estate was not finalized, and the Council Resolution to sell L3991 to the estate was revoked, and the property was re-evaluated to sell it to the potential buyers through Council Resolution number X-Code 243/5 of 2003. In 2004, ELF 3991 was sold through public auction to Mr. Hlajayo. Mr. Hlajayo did not honor the contract, and in 2005, the very same ELF was sold to the Zwane Family Trust through public auction at an amount of 200,000. In 2008, the Zwane Trust applied for the purchase of the ELF 3992, which was sold to the trust. Both sites were registered in the name of the trust in 2005 and 2008 respectively. The two sites were then consolidated into one site known as ELF 10160. After Council realized that the portion on ELF 3992 included the water reservoir, it then took a resolution to subdivide the ELF 10160 in consultation with the trust and compensate the trust with another portion of land in West Elton Extension 7 in order to release back the portion of the water reservoir back to the municipality. However, that transfer did not take place. That is the response, Honorable Speaker.
Continue, MEC, to answer all the questions. Then I will.
What
revert
actions
back
is the
to-
MEC going to take on those that are directly responsible for this malfeasance? The response is, in July 2019, Council took a resolution to review the initial sale agreement. Insofar as it includes the portion where the water reservoir is situated after seeking the legal opinion. In the process, the reviewing the sale agreement, the municipality has applied for an interdict to stay the warrant of execution on the pending case in the MLO Magistrate Court for the application for the review. The application for the interdict is scheduled for hearing in Middleburg High Court, Honorable Speaker, on the 9th of September 2019, which has just passed. This case has been reported to the law enforcement agencies, and as such, we are waiting for the finalization of the investigation. Number 3, what was the purpose of selling that land when the municipality was going to use it? As indicated in paragraph 1, Honorable Speaker, Council resolved to sell the site for business purposes. And erroneously, when the transfer took place, it included a portion of where the water reservoir is situated. Hence, Council resolution to review the sale agreement is so far as it relates to the portion where the water reservoir is situated. The last question is it possible that the municipality funds can be recouped from this misdemeanor? If yes, when? Yes, that can be possible, and it is forming part of the civil claim and criminal case. In terms of Section 32 of the Municipal Finance Management Act of 2003, the municipality must recover from any person liable unauthorized, irregular, and fruitless and wasteful expenditure. However, that can be determined after the investigation is finalized. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Nyembe, do you have a follow-up question? You can proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable MEC, I would like to find out the 5 million that is already been paid to the Zwane Trust. Is it going to be recouped? And the people who signed the agreement of selling that stand, didn't they know that there is a reservoir on that stand
Thank you, Honorable
before
MEC.
selling it?
Thank you very much, Honorable Nyembe. I've responded to that question. I've said that is part of the investigation, and therefore we cannot preempt the response of the investigation. The 5 millions, the selling and whatnot is part of the investigation because on our engagement with Msuga Likwa, they've responded that they've sought a legal opinion. That's why they're interdicting all the process to start afresh for investigation. So we must wait for investigation to finish, and therefore after that, we'll take it from there.
Thank you. Any other follow-up question, Honorable Nyembe? Do you have any other follow-up question? Okay, no. Any other follow-up question from other members now? Honorable Sedibe?
Good, Elomun. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable MEC, between me and you. We know that Mpumalanga is well known.
But there is a hand for a point of order.
Okay.
Honorable. Honorable Shongwe.
Yeah, ngicela sibe procedural nomhlonishwa hlale phansi. Ngibonge kakhulu Somlo. Umhlonishwa uSedibe is misrepresenting facts and is undermining us as members of this legislature from time and again. Uma I respond or I raise a follow-up question, uqala nge-preamble yokuthi nguye yedwa on a follow-up question. Ene lokho akusikusihlonipha. Bengicela ukuthi umhlonishwa ukuze simhloniphe nathi njengelungu elihloniphekile. Akasihloniphe ngoba uyosenza sesigcine nathi ngathi asana nhlonipho landlini yeshayamthetho sigcine nakulabantu bakithi ebezela ngokuzobuka ukuthi eParliament la besibavotele basiphatha kanjani basirepresenta kanjani eParliament. So bengicela ngenhlonipho ukuthi umhlonishwa akasihlonipha ahloniphe futhi nalendlu yeshayamthetho kanye nalabahambeli bethu. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga kakhulu. I think that is in order, Honorable Sedibe. If someone had understand what was said in terms of answering questions, you will do follow up if there is something that you did not understand or you want to check something. But if you don't, if you have understand the first, when the MEC is answering you for the first time, there is no need that you will bother yourself like asking questions if you don't have. So respect is very much important. Thank you very much. Honorable Sedibe, you can continue with your follow-up question.
Ngiyabonga mina anginizwa ukuthi nthini, but it's fine. It's just that you lead of business.
Honorable Sedibe, would you please ask your
Uthengele
question?
isudu mngani manje angazi ukuthenga ukwasengani ilapha emotini ngizokunika yona masiphume. Now, it's my road man ngimthengele ufuna ngithengele wena?
Honorable Sedibe, would you please ask your question?
Yeah, Honorable
Because
MEC. I was saying, where's the MEC? I can't see him. Oh. Honorable MEC, I was saying between me and you, we know that Mpumalanga is well known of dodgy land deals. We are a witness in that. And me and you are aware of similar illegal land transactions that took place in the province, in most of the municipalities, which landed some of your colleagues in trouble or in hot water, wherein they buy a land 4 million at 10 o'clock and they sell it at 40 million at 16 o'clock the same day. Now, given this challenge of Pixliga Isakasem, can you guarantee us, Honorable MEC, because you have shown that you are a man of integrity since you have been appointed as the MEC, by also complying to the Zondo Commission when they say your municipalities are not complying, and you immediately intervene and wrote to them. And I heard Honorable Masilela praising you that you are doing a good work and the premier the other day. So as a man who's walking the talk and whose hands is on the deck, can you guarantee us that you will follow the investigation into the latter and bring all those involved, be it your colleagues in the ANC there in that municipalities, but you will bring them to book and make sure that they are arrested. And the cases will not need EFF to go and open them. It will be opened by you as the MEC for Kokta.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Honorable MEC.
Well, thanks, Honorable Speaker. The issues raised by Honorable Nyemba have responded to, all of them. The other matters raised by Honorable Sidibe, of other transaction, well, I'm not going to comment on that. We've got state security agencies. If there's such an information can be reported, we can be very much happy if such dodgy deals can be reported so that we bring. Yeah, on the matter that I've responded, I've said we'll wait for the investigation to be finalized and then we'll take the matter from that point. I've responded to that point also.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. You may take your seat. We're now moving to question 3. Honorable R.J. Tole, who asked from DA to ask MEC for Culture, Sports and Recreation, stand in its Honorable Javier Morgan. Honorable MEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And let's greet the entire leadership present here, members of the legislature and members of the executive and our guest in the gallery. The first question that was asked was about, was Mpumalanga Cultural Experience a concept developed by the Department of Culture, Sports and Recreation? The response to that is yes. The Mpumalanga Cultural Experience is the concept developed and implemented by the Department of Culture, Sports and Recreation. The former Premier of Mpumalanga Province, by then Honorable Didi Mabuza, during the 2015 SOPA, he stated that the department should develop a signature event that celebrates cultural experience. Subsequent to that, the department sent a delegation to benchmark with a Free State province that conducts the Makhufe Festival so that we can learn from those best practices. Therefore, the concept was developed on the basis of the Makhufe Festival concept, and it was presented to the technical cluster of social services, and further it was presented to the PMC, and then it was approved by the Provincial Executive Council. The second question, Honorable Speaker, is that who within the department came up with a concept on inception? The response to that is that in the department we've got Program 2, which is Cultural Affairs, that deals with the issues of culture, arts and culture. Development and promotion is their responsibility, hence the concept was developed in that Program 2. The third question is that, was the first Mpumalanga Cultural Experience run, and who managed the event? Were there any external companies? If so, who were they? The answer to that is that the first edition of Mpumalanga Cultural Experience was hosted in 2016, and the event had 3 pillars, which were managed by 3 different contracted service providers. In terms of Pillar 1, the Carnival and Parade, it was contracted to a service provider, VP Sounds. Pillar 2, Comedy, the service provider was Johan Sibia Promotions. Pillar 3, a music festival, which a service provider was What About Us Events. The fourth question, Honorable Speaker, is that for the years 2016, 17, 18, how much did the Mpumalanga Cultural Experience cost the department? The response to that is that the Mpumalanga Cultural Experience cost the department in the 2016 to 19 as follows. In 2016, the festival had 3 pillars, which I've mentioned. It has cost the department 11 million. The subsequent years, 2017, it has cost 17.2 million. The festival was gradually growing, and hence the introduction of other pillars which promote your cultural diversity in partnership with traditional leaders. The festival also hosted an international pillar wherein Russian orchestra participated. In order to reach out to other local communities, we also added a pillar on the Ikasi experience. And Honorable Speaker, in 2018, the department has spent 17.6 million on the 7th pillar, which we added a comedy festival, carnival, traditional experience, gospel, music festival, soul session, Ikasi experience, and gospel awards. The 5th question, Honorable Speaker, is that may we please be provided with a breakdown of the cost of the 3 mentioned above? It means the years. We have costed the breakdown from Mpumalanga Cultural Experience in the year 2016-17. It has costed the department in terms of, because it says we must give the breakdown, the venue and hire, about 600,000, safety and security, about 600,000, the marquee, about 400,000, infrastructure, 500 million, exhibition, 1.4 million, marketing is 200,000, marketing and branding at 2.1, 2.5 for artists, groups, and other logistics, and staffing crew at 300,000, sound and stage at about 200 million, and transport. That is the breakdown of the 16-17. And on the next financial year, 17-18, the stage hire and sound system, it is 2.7 million, the catering 1.3 million, and also mass transport was about 715,000. The deco, marquee, chairs, tables, and your air conditioning and other things at 2.7, marketing and publicity at 3.6, security at 1.3, enrichment and entertainment and artists at 4.6, that total to 17.2. And then the last year, which is your 18-19, for stage hire and LED screens and that connected with the DSTV and some podium, it's 4.3. Catering, it was about 815. Mass transport, including for people living with disability, at 84,000. Deco, chairs, air conditioning, your toilets at about 2.6, marketing and publicity at 2.9, security at 500,000, entertainment at 6.2, that total to 17.2. Honorable Speaker, these are the questions that were forwarded by the Honorable Member R.J. Sithole in terms of the Rule 102 of the Standing Rule concerning the Mpumalanga cultural experience, and as a department, we have responded in that regard. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Honorable Grove Morgan, do you have a follow-up question as you stand in for Honorable Sithole?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just would like to ask the MEC, is the department aware of claims that this idea was stolen from a gentleman called Mr. Sam Mtembu? If the department is aware of it, will you carry on using this plan or this, or how can I put it? Will you carry on using the same strategy if it was stolen from somebody else and it's not your own plan? Thank you.
Honorable MEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The department, when I joined the department and the handover was done by the former Honorable MEC, the brief was given to me in terms of the claim that was made by Mr. Mtembu. And Mr. Mtembu came also when I was in office and to submit the claims. And we went further with the department to investigate, and there were a series of meetings where we were investigating whether the concept was stolen or not. Remember, when you've got a concept, there's property rights where you must apply and it remains yours. But as a department, we've got proof that the concept was developed by us, learning from the other provincial government. Hence, as we improve on implementing it, we're adding other pillars, because as in Mpumalanga, we've got our own flair that we added in terms of addressing our own issues in terms of the cultural experience. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, MEC. Honorable Grove, Megan, do you have another follow-up question? Thank you very much. Any other follow-up questions from other members? Honorable Mlombo.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable MEC, from what you have said and the amounts that have been disbursed in terms of for implementing this project, it is clear that this project is contributing a lot in terms of changing the lives of our people to be better. My question, therefore, is what impact does this project do in terms of, for as much as it improves the lives of our people, is there a lever that ensures that there is skills transfer to the people of Mpumalanga in terms of the implementation of the project? Thank you.
Honorable MEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. To respond to Honorable Member Mlombo, the investment, Honorable Speaker, we must indicate that it is contributing towards life changing in the province in terms of our local people benefiting from it, because it's our own, sometimes our own local people, not sometimes, most cases, like I've mentioned, the other service providers, it is our local business who are service providers, and they subcontract other work to our small, medium enterprise, and that it's putting bread on the table for others because it is hosted over a certain period, and as these activities unfold, people are being skilled because some of these contribution towards that, they made use of our own people that are participating through your culture, because there is that element of culture, and as a department we give support to those culture student or EPWP that we have. There is a showcasing and where they are being motivated, and the impact towards the province, it brings economic spin-off, because as people descend the province, they spend in terms of your accommodation, they eat in our restaurants and make sure that they purchase whatever that our arts and culture people have displayed, because as in Mpumalanga province, we've got a rich culture, and those programs are supported by the department. So the impact is huge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any other follow-up question? Oh, Honorable Mkhatshwa.
No, thank you, Honorable Speaker. We must appreciate the answers that the Honorable MEC has forwarded. But one is left interested to know if the department in its plans, does it plan to introduce as a pillar a reed dance for our young women as a cultural and heritage event? Thanks.
Honorable MEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Responding to the question raised by Honorable Mkhatshwa, the department has just visited the Kingdom of Eswatini, where we were there as a department invited by the Culture, Sports and Recreation, where they've shown interest. Previously it has happened that they've shown interest in us sharing best practices and preserving our culture. Hence, as a department, we have taken our Ndebele Indon, I will not call them girls, but our young girls, because in the Swati they are calling them Timbali. So Timbali went there, but they said we must bring the Ndebele one, not Timbali, le Swati. Ngoba bona banazo ze Swati, silethe mandebele, sambile ke silitiko, saya nazo, and we are interested in not in doing the reed dance, because the reed dance is the end product, but to say how best do we teach our young people what is it to remain a virgin and pure and live up to that, and the process they undergo in terms of exchange of programs, and at the end then it will be a reed dance, and also making sure that our young girls are proud of being themselves, being there and living through the culture, and sifunde ngamasiko wethu njengoba kuyinyanga futhi ye-heritage. Bantu bakithi bangasabi ukugcoka isintu, ngoba lamalanga sesicabanga ukuthi bantu nabavunulile baveze mabele bagcokile bathweswe emqwasho kumele sifundisane ukuthi kusho ukuthini lokho nalabo abambatha isikhethu sitsho ukuthi umuntu nakambethe isikhethu iphephethu itsho ukuthini kanjalo kanjalo so nathi sizayithatha le program siyaphambili sinemhlangano esihlelile neziko lalapha eSwatini bazokuza uDr Lubisi ulidosa phambili wala ekhaya sizoba nokuthi sifundisana njani silithatha njani lephambili nabantu abethu bala ekhaya bafunde ngoba baseSwatini basalenza kakhulu lesiko la ekhaya silishaya phezulu kodwa sithi sizolifundisa ukuze ingane zethu zibe nesimilo esihle siyabonga.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. We are now moving to question 4. Honorable PV Mkhatshwa from the ANC to ask MEC for social development. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The question directed to the department through Honorable Mkhatshwa is some children born in South Africa and whose parents are foreign nationals usually find it difficult to access certain social amenities provided by our government. This is as a result that those children find it difficult to have birth certificates. This is also affects their constitutional right to education as they cannot write their grade 12 without identity documents. We have identified that this issue is happening within the province, especially in Pinar. Then the question is, how does the government deal with such children? And our response is that the department is mandated by the Children's Act to provide services to all children who need them, irrespective of whether they have documents or not. The department uses the provisions of the Children's Act to intervene when cases of children are brought to the attention of the department. This refers, amongst others, to cases of abuse, neglect, nokushiywa kwabantwana balahlwe batali. If there is a need to remove a child, the department is able to do so as guided by the Children's Act. Then the second question is, how does the department ensure that those children are not deprived of their constitutional right to access to social amenities? The response is the department intervenes on cases of children guided by what is best interest of the child as stipulated in the Children's Act. The department first provides the services required and then assists the child to get the necessary document through engagements with departments of Home Affairs and education. In instances where the child is not attending school, the department does engage the Department of Education, as I said, to admit the children while other avenues are explored to assist the child. This is done through provision of home circumstances report to the Department of Education, indicating what the department will do to assist the child. The department works closely with the Department of Home Affairs in assisting clients who do not have documents but meet the criteria to apply for such document. The third question is, has your department engaged relevant stakeholders like the Department of Home Affairs in this regard? As I indicated before, that yes, we do engage the Department of Home Affairs. There is a provincial child care and protection forum that sits on a quarterly base chaired by DSD, where different departments and stakeholders meet to discuss progress on the implementation of the program for children. This is a platform where issues affecting departments and stakeholders are discussed. The Department of Home Affairs and the Department of Education are always present in those forums. The department further engages Home Affairs on a regular basis when cases of children without documents are identified. The Department of Education is also engaged to assist in provisionally admitting children without documents. The Department of Education is also engaged to assist in provisionally admitting them so that they can be at school whilst other processes are engaged. There is, however, a need for closer collaboration with other departments and stakeholders to provide financial support for DNA tests, as some clients are required to go for this test, which is costly, and they are not able to cover the cost as individuals. So we need to get a budget so that that area can be covered, to make sure that those children babantwana babo ngempela ababantshontshi. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Mkhatshwa, do you have a follow-up question?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, thanks. Let me appreciate first the responses which covered the questions that I have raised. However, one must also note and appreciate, Speaker, that on Monday the MEC was in Komatipoort looking for undocumented children, which is part of the concerns that was raised through the questions, to say how does then the department deal with undocumented children. But also, Honorable Speaker, the fact that especially through their stakeholder engagements, because when you find a situation where one of the parents is a South African and the other is not, so a chance of child trafficking always exists, especially when they get separated, because the child would have taken the citizenship of South Africa. So do they also discuss plans on those forums on how to make sure that these children are safeguarded from being victims of child trafficking as well?
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thanks, Speaker. Ngiyayibonga futhi nale follow up. Ngithanda kusho ukuthi njengoba si-department besivakashele Komatipoort border post la besiyo observe ukuthi kwentekani ngalabantwana laba undocumented, but at the same time besifuna ku observe child trafficking. But we must say that as a forum, thina ke baka DSD size sinel office lesinalo lapha border post, because lesi ku discoverile ukuthi batali banalokuphathisa ebantwana babaphathise ematekisi. Uthole ukuthi umntali uyasebenza nganeno, so ufuna kuhambisa lo mntwana eMozambique bese umfaka nje eTexini, bese sibambisane nemaphoyisa ayaseshwa lawo matekisi lawo, bese lo mntwana uyathathwa bese ke ku-investigator umntali. Uma lo mntwana amncane kakhulu size sithole even nanemaswane. Uma mncane kakhulu senda sure ukuthi uya kuma homes la sibeka khona bantwana sibafihla khona, kepha sibambisene futhi ne-Department of Health lapho ato provide khona ngetempilo lo mntwana lo. Asisho ukuthi yinto lesiyibuke kakhulu i-child trafficking, kepha si-alert isibambisene nemaphoyisa ne-Department of Education. But asisho ukuthi lo mbiko ofikile kithi as i-DSD ukuthi kunebantwana labanganama-documents labangakhona ukubhala matric wabo, kodwa ayikho kakhulu lapha e-border gate i-inland phakathi la sisene program la sifuna kuvakashela khona kuma centers siyobuka labo bantwana labo, so that we can assist them uma kufanele siba assist, njengoba i-Children's Act isho ithi nabo banawo emalungelo, especially nabatalelwe enganeni. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much, MEC. Honorable Mkhatshwa, do you have another follow-up question? Thank you. Any other follow-up question from other members? Honorable Tabete.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Sibonge nalama response ku MEC. But lenzaba ye documentation yebantwana yangithatha kakhulu. Ngike ngaba nema petition lamaningi la legislature ngebantwana le bangakhoni ukuthola all the benefit lathola ngilabanye abantwana la eSouth Africa. Umuthi achecka labantwana vele batalelwe la. But batali babo abasibo bala eSouth Africa. Baningi labantwana. My submission will be that njenga chairperson we social development food. Can the department have a campaign to check kuto tonke tikolo babambisene ne Department of Education? Ngoba baningi labantwana sikhala ngekuthi bantwana la edrobheni bagcwele babhema tinyawo. Uma labantwana bangasanikwe ta space sokuthi bafunde, shokuthi siyabadonate ukuthi abahambe bayowenza icrime. Now akusilicala lalabantwana ukuthi batali babo babe bale abakwati some of them even in Mozambique or eSwaziland. So ababe nale awareness ku each and every school and each and every center so that bakhone kuba na exactly
Your
database.
question, honorable member.
Yes, it's a question ukuthi ba assiste kanjani labo bantwana after bathole the whole database bayokhona yini ukuthi baba assiste bathole relevant document and ngoba isikhathi siyabashiya ukuthi baqhubeke bafunde. I
Thank
submit.
you. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Ngibonge nombuto ne comment lebuya ku chairperson we social development. Angisho ukuthi lokula kakhuluma ngako into lekayikhathalele kakhulu. But at the same time ufuna sathi ukuthi ezima departments sinama mandate. Ma mandate yethu njenge social development ukuthi bantwana sibanikete ma services, like for instance uma kune child abuse vele lokhu responsibility yethu noma ngabe lo mntwana une document noma kana document. Uma ngabe mntwana uneglected irresponsibility yethu as social development nebantwana labalahliwe irresponsibility yethu as DSD ukuthi siba provide ma services kuletinto letinzathu. But then leye ma documents ufuna sisebenzisane ngoba ngu Home Affairs lekufanele anikete bantwana ema documents ma birth certificate ukuze labantwana batokhona qualify mhlawumbe uthola ema grants siyathi usaniketa ngisasa lokuyi agency ye department. So lesikwendako thina ukuthi simprovide le service lo mntwana malahliwe uyakwati make nawe kaningi bantwana lo badobhile wabaletha kithi sasebenzisana nawe sabanaka. Kepha le ye ma document thina kufanele sithathe lo mntwana sima social worker siye naye sibaphekeletele ka Home Affairs ukuze bathole ma documents. Nakhona lapho kune process ngoba njengoba sishito la ukuthi kufuneka kwendiwe iDNA ukuthi lo mntwana kubuke ukuthi njengoba athathiswa ngilama parents lawa akhe ngempela na. Uma ngabe mntwana lo adoptiwe nakhona kune process yakhona ye adoption. But itsine siyakwenda lo kufanele sikwende kufanele sizame na kanjani ukuthi sibambisane simatiko lahlukahlukene ukuze labantwana bawathole. Into lefanele isihluphe thine njengemalungu eshaya umthetho nemphakathi waseMpumalanga ukuthi labantwana bema foreigners labatalelwe lana eSouth Africa ba accessa njani le service yema birth certificate nema pass. Thine ezi DSD sibambisane nelitiko lemaphoyisa sahlangana na Minister Mtswaledi sayiphakamisa le nkinga sayibeka kuye njengemuntu lokunguye lophethe litiko lokuniketa ama birth certificate nema pass. Sathi la eMpumalanga sinalabantwana labaningi ngoba sakhelene neMozambique neSwaziland ene labantu betanganeno bese basibangela lenkinga ukuthi kutaleke labantwana kanti bona abanamapasi. Siyawati umthetho ukuthi nawe uyothatha lipati sikufuneka ama documents alabatali bobabili but sinale nkinga yalabantwana laba labatelwe ma-foreigners batalelwe la, and in terms of the Children's Act banemalungelo ukuthi bathole onke lama-service. Ngiloko lesisakuthule kuminister utasiphendule sizabe sesichubeka nayo forward. Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. I think it's only 45 seconds and we will not proceed beyond that because it's only 15 minutes that is given for questions. So oh, honorable, just a minute, Honorable Mashilo, I've noted you. Honorable Sedibe, when no manukhulume nje yazi noma kanjani ungakanothwa. Not minutes.
Can you call a point of order?
Honorable Mashilo.
Well, Speaker, I obey your rules. I raise my hand as well. But if you indicate times, I must be obedient person. Accept your ruling.
Okay. No, thank you very much.
Thank you, Speaker.
Each question is given only 15 minutes. And
Yeah, but
once that
45 seconds is part of the 15 minutes. 45 seconds is, even 1 second is part of the 15 minutes.
Honourable Speaker,
Thank you
can
very
You
much,
can't just
Honourable
stop
Nombo.
because you see.
Thank you very much, Honourable.
We are
MEC.
impartial,
You can sit
Speaker.
down.
We are thoroughly out of order. We are biased. You're not running this legislature professionally.
Honourable Speaker, sicela ukucela njengoba ungivumele ukuthi ngisukume ngikhulume ukuthi lana kulendlu yeshamthetho sinema rules and procedures lesiwalandzelako. Rule 35 of the rules and procedures of this house does not allow umhlonishwa ukuthi alokho aphendulana nawe. Kufanele ukuthi ahloniphe lento in terms
There will
of
be
Rule
dialogue
35.
as long as she behaves
We
like
request
this.
him to
There will be
to
dialogue
respect
because
the
akakuniki
presiding
le
office.
opportunity
Thank
yokuthi
you.
ngikhulume like he gives you. Ungitshela ukuthi time up, well, there's 45 seconds left.
Honourable
So there'll
Sedibe.
always be dialogue in such
Honourable Sedibe,
situations.
please
Try
respect
to
the
be
decorum
impartial.
of the House because
Can
it
you
was
be
not
fair?
only you.
Can you be fair? Can
It
you
is-
run
no,
this
Honourable
legislature
Sedibe,
fair and
It
honest?
is not only you
You are
who
not
raised
going to
the
have
hand.
trouble and noise if you are fair.
No, Honourable
When I
Sedibe,
should have,
would
when
you please leave the House
unotile.
because you are not respecting
And
the
then if you
decorum
not
of the
me,
House. Leave the House.
Uma ngiceda le
Leave
45
the House,
seconds,
Honourable
and then you
Sedibe.
can say that time
Sergeant
up.
at arm, please do your
We are
work.
biased. We cannot beg you. We are not here by your favor or your vote. No.
It
We are
was
not
your-
voted by you to be here.
Honourable
You can't
Flave,
run this as you are running your
No,
house. It's not your
Honourable
own house.
Sedibe, no.
This
Leave
is a
the House.
legislature where legitimate
Leave the
members
House
here have got
because
the
you are
right to
not.
be here.
No,
And
no.
this is not your house.
Leave the House.
I don't want.
No.
I
leave
don't
the
want.
House. Sergeant
You
at
can't
arms,
touch me.
Do your work.
You can't touch me.
Because
Don't touch me, ba.
It was not
Don't
your hand
touch me.
that was up alone.
No,
Honourable
but you-
Flave
this is not your
was
kitchen.
up and Honourable
This is
Mashilo
not your
was up.
kitchen. This is not your kitchen. You can't run the house like
No,
that.
leave the House.
45 seconds is within 15 minutes.
Sergeant at arms, please.
When we are biased from the beginning to the end,
No,
what's your
no.
problem?
Leave the House.
We're going to debate your
Section
fitness.
40.
There's nothing I'm
No, leave the
benefiting here.
I will request security officers to assist Sergeant at arms for removing Honourable Sedibe from the House. No, we are not. We are not respecting the law.
No, we are not adding value.
respecting. You
I
are not
understand.
respecting the decorum of the House.
Let's go.
Thank you very much. We are now moving to question 5. Honorable Mkhatshwa from the ANC ask MEC for Education, and Honorable Manzini stand in for MEC Majo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm standing in for MEC Majuba. The question from Honorable Mkhatshwa, the matric class of 2019 will in the coming months be preparing to write their final examinations in the province and in the country. Can the MEC broadly outline the state of readiness the province is undertaking to ensure the province delivers exams with excellent results? The response is that to this question relates to state of readiness for administration of examinations, and secondly, it relates to readiness with regard to learner readiness to write and produce excellent results. On the administration part, we have registered 57,618 candidates to write examination in 2019 as compared to 57,867 candidates in 2018. All measures have been undertaken to prepare the candidates for the writing of examinations. Invigilators will be trained during the month of August and September 2019 to get ready to ensure that the conduct of the examination is administered in a manner that upholds integrity and credibility of the examinations. Security measures are in place to secure the question papers and script, and this is done in collaboration with the SAPS. The second one is from the learner and curriculum readiness. A comprehensive learner performance improvement plan was developed and shared with schools, and the details of the plan are outlined under 2. What measures have been taken to ensure our metric results make major improvement from the slight decline we observed in the past results? And the response is that the department developed a learner performance improvement plan which was shared with schools at the beginning of the year. Key elements of the plan are as follows: categorization of schools according to performance in 2018, and to that effect, 138 schools have been identified as underperforming and are provided with more support, which includes compulsory winter and spring schools, and were met by the MEC in January to account for their performance and to present own learner performance improvement strategies. Learner camps for 2,000 best performing learners were conducted in June, July school holidays, and will also be conducted during the spring holidays from the 23rd of September to the 27th of September to ensure that the quality of results improves. The focus of these are on mathematics, physical science, accounting, economics, and business studies as gateway subjects. Learners have been expected to standardize exam in June and September trial exams, and learner performance has been tracked on a quarterly basis, and areas and topics that need intervention have been identified and are being dealt with accordingly. We are implementing the radio lesson program in collaboration with Likwala Kwala FM, Ikwekwezi FM, and 16 community radio stations to provide support and guidance on the 11 high enrollment subject during the trial and final exams. With the reported challenges of some matriculants who have no identity document, what has the department done to ensure they are able to write the exams? The response is that the matriculants who have no identity documents have been registered and will be allowed to write examinations. This will, however, require to have IDs when they continue with their studies in the institution of higher learning or when they are to solicit work opportunities. They are therefore supposed to produce the IDs to ensure that their particulars on the certificate don't differ with the capture of the ID. There is a need to these candidates to supply the ID particulars before the certificates are issued, because no certificate may be altered after it has been issued to curb fraudulent activities. Can the MEC give the provincial matric class of 2019 set target and system put in place to ensure such a target is met? The target for grade 12 in 2019 is 82%. District has set their own targets above the provincial target. Bushabela, Kharsiband, and Kangala have set their target of 85%, and Etlanzeni at 90%. Circuits have been given a target of 80%, and no school should perform below 70%, and no subject should perform below 70%. This kind of target setting if achieved, has a potential of ensuring an overall target of more than 82%. We are conducting a review session from schools, circuit, district, and at provincial level to ensure that the system self-corrects throughout the academic year and produces the desired results. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Klope, do you have any follow-up question?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Actually, Honorable Manzini is as if you were the MEC for Education. You represented him very well, I must say. Because the follow-up question was going to be the plans that are put in place to make sure that we have incident-free. But Honorable Manzini has covered that part. Honorable Speaker, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any follow-up question from other members? Honorable Mashilo.
Sabonga, Speaker. Well, I understand the issue of targets, and I think at the end of the day, the province must progress. I just want to understand why we've got these staggering targets. I thought there would be one provincial target. In Kangala is 85, Ehlanzen is 90% as the targets. Our department can come up with the targeted result of a province as opposed to staggered. At the end of the day, want a provincial result at the provincial level.
Thank you, Honorable Manzini.
I think, Honorable Speaker, these are the targets that are not set outside the circuits and the regions themselves. So these targets are set based on the capacity of the district and in terms of the previous performance. Because if you set a target, you must look at your previous target. So if your target was more than the provincial target, therefore it means you have a capacity to produce even more. Hence you see the different target in the different districts.
Thank you. Any other follow-up question from other members? If there is none, thank you very much, MEC. We're now moving to, okay, we'll jump question 6 because there is no one from EFF. See, we'll jump to question 7. Honorable TMJ Khrovem again from the DA to ask MEC for cooperative governance and traditional affairs. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable TMJ Groove Morgan to ask MEC for corporate governance and traditional affairs. On the 27th of September 2018, Victor Kanye local municipality purchased Midibalt 23511 at the cost of 30 million rand. Given this, will the MEC answer the following questions? As the land is only 34 hectares, what was the rationale to pay 30 million for it when the land is valued at 864,000 based on the municipality own valuation? The response: portion 11 of Midipal 235 is a farm portion between Elof Town and Elof Small Holdings, which is a white area. There is an informal settlement on the farm portion called Mimosa dating back to the early 90s. In the early 2000s, council decided to formalize Mimosa and integrate the families in the livelihood of the area instead of relocation and imposing the Mimosa residents on other communities. The area is earmarked for high-density residential purposes on the Municipal Spatial Development Framework. The Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Act principles makes an emphasis on integrating communities, investing in places where people can have access to social economic opportunities, livelihoods where they can identify themselves as a community. The Victor Kanye local municipality resolved to purchase the farm portion in the interest of the resident of Mimosa. The plan of the municipality was to develop and integrate a human settlement inclusive of low-income, subsidized housing and high-density, middle-income rental stock. Town planning processes undertaken on the portions of land The subject properties, portion 11 and 81 of Middle Part 235 IR, have undergone all necessary township establishment studies, CIA, geotech engineering services studies. A formal township establishment layout has been approved as 295F, awaiting the opening in a township registry. This has directly increased the property value on the portion in question. The property valuation of 864 has been based on historical zoning of agriculture without consideration of all township establishment studies and processes. Engineering services report a municipal bulk sewer line runs through the property, enabling easy internal reticulation, electric supply by ESCOM, water tower available, and currently water tankers supply the communities. 2, water sources of funding was used to buy this piece. What sources of funding was used to buy this piece of land? The response is, the municipal council resolved that the Department of Human Settlement be requested to finance the purchase of such a property at its meeting. However, such a request from the Department of Human Settlement was not successful. On September the 25th, 2018, the Municipal Council in its meeting revised the said resolution of 2015 on item number A1109-2015 with an item under number 8008/9/2018 and resolved that since the municipality had an outstanding VAT refund from SARS approximately of 24 million, subsequent to an unsuccessful request from the Department of Human Settlement, the Municipal Council resolved that the VAT refund be used to fund such a property. It has also been noted that the municipality has only paid 18 million of the agreed amount and arranged for installment payments with the seller. 3, did Victor Kanye local municipality advertise its intention to purchase the above mentioned land, also known as Mimosa? The response is, in terms of Section 14 of the Municipal Finance Management Act, only requires municipalities to advertise their intention to dispose property, not to purchase. Hence, council opted for the willing buyer, willing seller principle. What does the municipality plan to do with a portion of the land, and does the EIA support this development? The response is, the area is earmarked for high density residential purposes on the municipal spatial development framework. An environmental authorization was granted by the relevant department supporting the proposed development. Lastly, did the municipality follow the processes and legislative prescription occurring the land at 30 million, which is highly elevated from its market value? The response is, council resolved to purchase the land during its meeting on the 25th of September 2018. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, MEC. Honorable Krovem again, do you have a follow-up question?
I just want to find out, what about the RDP settlement that is supposed to come up close to that area? Thank you.
Honorable MEC.
The information that we had was we took an engagement with Victor Kanye, as alluded, as the chairperson for the portfolio committee alluded. Though that information is not within us, our understanding is that it is going to be an integrated human settlement, where people of RDP, middle income and high income houses will be part of that development. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other follow-up question, Honorable Krovem? Okay, thank you. From other members, any other follow-up question?
Good.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, MEC. We are now moving to question 8. Honorable T.M. Makaringe from the ANC to ask MEC for community safety, security and liaison. Honorable Shababa.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the question that was forwarded to the department was from Honorable Honorable Makaringe from the ANC. The Mpumalanga small town of Amersfoort and Garsibande region has been engulfed with serious allegation of taxi violence, viral killings for coal mines, transport routes, which has led to virus assassinating of community members, and they have been left with a trauma. Question Roman figure number 1. Is the department aware of this disturbing occurrences in Amersfoort? What is the department doing in intervening in that situation to safeguard the safety of the community? Honorable Speaker, the response is, yes, we are aware of the situation in Amersfoort. Meetings were held between the top 6 taxi association, Ezamoguhle Taxi Association, South African Police Services, and Amajuba Power Station management to resolve the situation. Additional South African Police Service members are being deployed on a daily basis to monitor the conflict between the differences in the taxi violence that has been mentioned above. Highly Destiny operation have been conducted to normalize the situation at Amersfoort. Route security, vehicle control points, static road blocks, and visible patrol are being conducted. Community members are urged to report crime to the police stations. Question Roman figure number 2. What measures is the department taking against police officers who have been alleged to be colluding with the perpetrators of these killings at Amersfoort? And the response is, no formal charges or allegation of involvement against any police official who has been instituted, as this is still an investigation that is in process. IP is also investigation misconduct against the police. Roman figure number 3, the question goes, does province have a specialized police team working on the matter of taxi-related violence? And the replies, provincial and cluster detective team have been established to investigate taxi violence-related cases. Question Roman figure number 4. What could the MEC's message of hope to the people of Amersfoort, who were also screened on the SABC special assignment, expressing loss of hope in the justice system on apprehending the perpetrators of this serious crime around that town? And the response is, I will make sure that the concern as raised in the broadcast are attended to in partnership with South African Police Service and the Department of Public Works, Road and Transport. Honorable Speaker, thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Honorable Makaringe, do we have a follow-up question?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, let me appreciate the response, particularly with the intervention that the department has done in terms of putting hope to the people of Amersfoort to realize that government is intact. But noting that in Mpumalanga we have got 3 districts which has got all mines. So is the department having a mechanism to stop this fight of taxi violence to other areas? Because you have just realized not long with the issue of xenophobia. It started in a small area, but it spread all over the country. So is the department having mechanism to stop spreading of this type of violence to other areas? Because we also have mines.
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yes, the department, in partnership with South African Police Services, we've got plans. Hence, this issue of illegal mining or the issue of transport, it's not only affecting Hartsebande district, but it also spread to other areas. We had an issue like this somewhere in Barberton, and the department with the police, they've managed to deal with that, and the Department of Public Works, Road and Transport. But we've got plans, hence through our Izimbizos, we also invite the people that are in business. We also invite taxi associations. We make sure that members of the community are part, as well as municipalities, representative leadership, so that we also engage on issues, because our Izimbizo, they're not just an event, they're an event where we talk about issues that affects the community. When issues like this one come in such platforms, we make sure that we address them. So we do have systems at place, and we've got other platforms where we meet as well with business people, again, apart from Izimbizos, where we deliberate further on issues. But we also have a good relationship with the Department of Public Works, Road and Transport, where there are issues of criminality in terms of their function. They also draw us in, and then we deal with that. But at most, we prefer to call the business people and engage with them to calm the situation rather than to arrest them all the time. But we also teach them the importance of working together as people of South Africa and Mpumalanga. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Makaring, do you have another follow-up question? Thank you. Angibanga kahle ngoba awuka-press. Okay, no, thank you very much. Any other follow-up question from other members? None. We're now moving to question 9.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Question 9, Honorable S.K. Mashilo from the ANC to ask MEC for Public Works, Roads and Transport. Stand in its MEC Manzini. It's not this one. Okay, we're jumping this one. Question 9. Jumping also question 10. Going to question 11. Question 11, Honorable B. Grobler from the DA to ask MEC for Finance, Economic Development and Tourism. Stand in, it's Honorable Grovier Morgan. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Speaker. In this case, I'm going to... I'm not going to read questions. I'm going to go straight to responses. Indeed, it is correct that the vacancy rate at the MTPA is currently standing at 46%. This was influenced by the moratorium in place, coupled with the continuing shrinking budget and the increasing needs of our communities. At the same time, we have assessed whether the current organogram of the entity is fit for purpose. In other words, we wanted to determine whether all vacant posts are still relevant and required to fulfill the mandate of the MTPA. In this regard, the assessment indicated that there is a need to review the current organogram. Once this process is concluded, we will be able to determine the real vacancy rate at the MTPA. Roman figure 2. The response. The entity under collected revenue by 2 million due to, amongst other things, some of the tourist facilities were closed due to upgrades and because of the community protest action, which led to some of our facilities like the Blade River Canyon Nature Reserve being inaccessible to visitors. In addition, there was also a delay in handing over of renovated chalets at Manyeleti Game Reserve by Department of Environmental Affairs, meaning that they could not be utilized until they were officially handed to us after being renovated. Roman figure 3, the response. Let me start by explaining that the MTPA is the management authority of 19 nature reserves across the province. In this regard, the Government Movable Asset Management Act prescribed that at least a minimum of 10% of the value of the asset should be provided as a budget for maintenance. The asset value of this reserve have been calculated at 800 million. However, the percentage of the budget allocated for maintenance in the financial year 2019-20 was not enough for that particular exercise. The infrastructure condition assessment and cost analysis plan we have developed to determine the extent of upgrades budget required for fencing, roads, network, road network, tourist facilities, offices, and staff accommodation required about budget of at least 280 million. I must add that we normally perform upgrades to infrastructure on an annual basis, but within the allocated budget. In view of the budget constraint experienced by the entity, the MTPA will not be able to carry out all infrastructure maintenance required. We will, however, continue to engage the Department of Environmental Affairs to request them to fund the maintenance of other infrastructure projects as they have done in the past. Roman figure 4, the response. This function is critical towards growing our tourism sector. Hence, we have developed a detailed and costed marketing plan. In this regard, we will submit this plan to the Budget and Finance Committee for funding during the upcoming budget adjustment. We must indicate that it may not be funded in its totality. However, we believe any amount will assist us to carry out this function. Whatever is not funded this financial year will be carried over as budget pressures required for 2020-2021 financial year, and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Groviemo, again, do you have any follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. With recent reports, MEC, of residents not being happy with government and how it's handling tourism currently, can the MEC state what changes, if any, the department will or has implemented since the residents raised these concerns?
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I didn't get exactly what the Honorable Member. You are talking about the residents. Through you, Chair.
Okay,
Speaker.
Ngikhuluma ngebahlali laba, they have to benefit from tourism. They are not happy ngandlela government is handling tourism right now. because their businesses are running down, they're failing. So what is your plan? What are you implementing to make a change in that?
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Wende kahle wayibekana ngesintu ngoba ngendzaba yesingisi bengingasamva kahle yabo. And you did very well. Thanks, Speaker. Our main priority, I indicated, even when I started to get into that particular office, that the issue of a township economy is going to assist us, because you will understand that tourism is one of the sectors which is ever growing. But our people on the ground, they are not benefiting, especially in Mbuzini, Malikutu, and all these areas where our people are residing. We decided that as this department, working in gloves with COGTA, we are going to engage people on the ground to make sure that they sell a product in the location. The product like how do we live, how do we dance, how do we marry, and sell that particular product to the tourists. And we are going to continue to urge them not to invite our people to go and dance in their hotels. Let them come in our location and dance for them in our location, and ask them to even sleep in our guest houses, and make sure that the only way where we are going to guarantee them is safety. Hence, we're also working very close with our police and Department of Community Safety and Security, because we believe if we don't do that, this is one of the departments which its transformation is a dream. It's run by only white minority, and we want to break through. If all of us, we can participate in that particular program, our people are going to benefit. And we are going to see our guest houses being used even by government. Because elokishini uma gune njengoba siye eNkomazi, we would love, we would see all our MECs and members of the legislature go and sleep in our guest houses, which are owned by our black people. But utothola ukuthi majority balala eMalelane, and we are discouraging that, because we want to break through. That is the message which I'm sending to you, my honorable member, through the chairperson of this particular meeting, who is our speaker, beloved speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ngomane. Honorable Grovier, Morgan, do you have another follow-up?
Very much, MEC, for the response. I understand what you're saying, working with COGTA, but I think the most important part, what are you going to do about safety of our tourists in those areas? I didn't hear you mention of safety. It's good and well, we want to stay in the areas, but what about safety? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
You are listening very selective, my honorable member. I indicated that in the location, we want them to sleep. That is why we are also working with safety and police. Because if we want them to sleep in our guest houses, we must guarantee their safety. We cannot invite anybody to go and sleep in an area where we are not going to guarantee safety. Safety department is part and parcel of this particular exercise. That is why even a pinar, engodini, a game, ungesabi ukuthi ungayolala khona ngoba a guest house in that particular area is going to be safe.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Any follow-up
A
questions
game says a view.
from
Say
other-
a game.
Honorable MEC.
I'm not specific. I don't, safe because we are guaranteed safe. And in each and akumelanga kube ne question where they will say if we invite anybody to this particular area, we are not safe. We want to work hand in glove. Hence, last week I attended a consultative in Dab where the MEC of Kokta was there, the MEC of Community Safety was invited, all municipalities. It was unfortunate, only municipalities of Gerspande they were there. But all municipalities were invited. We want all stakeholders and private sector. We want all stakeholders to participate in that particular thing. Because we don't want ukuthi kube namunye umuntu lothi kuthiwe nguye lekumele ende tivakashi tethu tibe safe. All of us, we want to participate in that particular exercise. And uma ngise a game ngila ngibuya khona kuyabulawana, but we want to make sure ukuthi when people they go there, they are safe because we will be working hand in gloves with all stakeholders.
No, thank you very much, MEC. Any follow-up questions from other honorable members? Honorable Mlombo.
Honorable Speaker, I want to follow up on Roman figure 3 of the questions that have been responded to by the Honorable MEC. Honorable MEC, your department as well as MTPA have done very well in terms of upgrades at Manyeledi Game Reserve. In view of the good story that you have done at Manyeledi Game Reserve, what benefits are accruing to both MTPA and the people of Mpumalanga because of those upgrades? Thank you very much.
Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think the upgrades in that particular game reserve are very, very positive. If you have ever visited that particular area, people around that particular area of Manyelet, Bush Park Ridge area, they are reaping the fruits. And we are inviting all people of Mpumalanga. Even as I'm speaking, they are open free of charge. Go there and visit up until the 15th of this month. You will see a difference in that particular game reserve and other game reserves which are managed by MTPA. So we believe there's a light kule tunnel lesiyakulo, and MTPA is going to deliver. And they are doing very well in marketing the province, even though they are still crying a bit, but we want to believe they are doing very well.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable MEC. The time is up now. I will not extend to another member. We are now moving to question 12. Honorable BM Lubisi from the ANC to ask MEC for help. Then Honorable Mlombo stand in for Honorable Lubisi. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The question from Honorable B.M. Lubisi. One of the concerns raised during recent site visits at our health facilities is the issue around security. For example, employees and patient safety has been reported as they have been attacked inside our facilities. This is despite the fact that there is a security company contracted to safeguard our health facilities. The question is, what is the department doing in dealing with safety concern at our health facilities? It is true that there was a recent incident which compromised the safety of our employees and patients in our health facilities. These incidents have happened in the presence of security guard, and the concern was also raised by the Honorable Premier during a State of the Province address. The department has aired in putting the following measures in place to ensure safety of our employees and patients. Deployed armed guards in hospitals and CHC, installed security burglar gates in casualty, pharmacy, pediatric, maternity and mental health wards in our hospitals. A cost estimate for the installation of infrastructure access control security was conducted with the amount of 12 million, and savings has been identified for a phased-in approach which will be requested during the budget adjustment. The installation will be done over the MTSF period 2019 to 2024. The National Department is in discussion with SAPS to utilize police reservists to assist, protect our health facilities, employees and patients. I further made a commitment during my budget and policy speech that we must urgently convene a safety indaba, which was jointly convened with the Department of Education, as this challenge is not unique to clinics and hospitals only, but also affecting schools. The indaba that was held on the 28 to 29 August 2019 was attended by all stakeholders, including communities, and the following was declared: that we will work collaboratively to implement programs on social cohesion, promoting of Ubuntu, war on drugs and substance abuse. We will strengthen peer education programs, including the Learner Code of Conduct, Safety, and HIV and AIDS policies. We'll embrace public service campaigns with sector unions to promote patients, learners, and workers in health and education institutions. We'll monitor security management, integration of system, and provision of adequate working tools. We'll lobby for a budget to be made available to support safety and security initiatives, including provision of adequate security officers. We'll commit to involve all stakeholders, including community, in reviewing, drafting, implementing, and monitoring of all policies concerning safety issues, and will lobby COGTA to revitalize and ensure the functionality of war rooms, and will condemn the destruction and torching of public facilities during service delivery protests, and will lobby the Department of Culture, Sports, and Recreation to revitalize moral regeneration programs. We've made a commitment together with Department of Community Safety, Security, and Liaising to conduct a comprehensive assessment of safety and security in all our facilities, to develop a costed plan to strengthen security in our facilities. The second question was monitoring tools. What monitoring tools does government use in ensuring that there is still compliance with the agreement by the security company, especially in ensuring that the correct number is deployed by the company? This service level agreement between the government and security company is the mandate of the Department of Community Safety, Security, and Liaising. However, the Department of Health, we are monitoring the implementation of the SLA through monthly meetings and spot visits to ensure compliance and the correct number of security guards are deployed. The last question: is it easy to smuggle dangerous weapons on items in our institution? How do we then guarantee the safety of our people at our health facilities? The department is guaranteeing the safety of our people at our health facilities by ensuring that all security guards are equipped with a handheld metal detector to ensure that no dangerous weapons are smuggled into our health facilities. Furthermore, as per the pronouncement by our Honorable Premier on safety and security in our health facilities, we are reiterating that we will progressively improve security measures in our facilities in line with available budget in the next 5 years. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Mlombo, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On the one follow-up question, firstly, I must thank the Honorable MEC for the very comprehensive response. But my question is with regards to, in order to grow the economy of Mpumalanga and create the much-needed jobs in this province, what measures has the department put in place to ensure that these security companies, the majority of them, they come from this province? These security companies that are looking over our hospitals or are taking care of our hospitals. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I've indicated in my response that we are being assisted by the Department of Security, Safety and Security. That on its own means that we are not directly involved in the appointment of security companies, but we hope that it is the interest of the department also to make sure that people of this province benefit, but of course following the supply chain management policy, because that cannot also be compromised in the process.
Thank you, Honorable Mlombo. Do you have any other follow-up question? Okay, thank you very much.
Speaker.
Any other follow-up questions from other honorable members? Honorable Tabeta?
Thank you very much, Speaker. Ngifuna kubuta kumhlonishwa MEC wami kuthi lama security guard lawa laqashiwe kulama various institution held, whether clinic or sibhedlela, i-assurity yokuthi lama security lawa laqashiwe are equal to the task, bawa monitor njani ngobe lamanye letinye tindzawo yothi uyafika wathi ukuthi security lilele or lihambile ebusuku nasekudzabuka kusa liyabuya. So i-assurity yokuthi babhadala abantu exactly labenta umsebenzi wabo injani, bayimonitor njani?
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Ngiyabonga mhlonishwa, ingakho-ke i-cabinet yathatha i-decision ukuthi i-Department of Health ayibukane netigulane. I-issue ye-infrastructure iyeka Public Works, Roads and Transport, i-issue ye-security iyeka Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison. So-ke kodwa siyasebenzisana na-MEC waka-DCSLL ukuze kuthi njengoba usho ukuthi lama security laqashwako abe angilawa ku-grade lefanele bakulungele banale capacity lefanayo. Kodwa njengoba sewuyiraise ngicabanga ukuthi nomhlonishwa sitoyibhekisisa kahle ukuze ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi awuyiraise nje ngoba uthanza ngoba ubonile ukuthi kunetinkinga. Sitobuyele emuva bese siyabuka ukuthi lama security la khona ngempela kulungele yini na.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Any other follow-up question? Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. We're now moving to question 13. Honorable M. Lakshmi Narain from the ANC to ask MEC for Agriculture, Rural Development, Land and Environmental Affairs. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Speaker, and greetings to members of this House as well as our visitors. The question from the Honorable Member read as follows. The Young Tractor Mechanic Program focuses on the youth development in agriculture, which includes the creation of jobs and poverty alleviation for all. This indeed is a great achievement. How far is this program implemented since the inception? And the response is, the department piloted the program in 2017-2018 financial year, with 7 youth participating. The 7 has since qualified as assistant mechanics and are working under the mentorship of a qualified experienced mechanic and servicing the department tractors. The program currently has additional 80 new recruits that are undergoing training at different levels. How many young men and women benefited from this program? The response is, from the pilot phase of 7 youth participating, 6 are women and 1 is a man. From the second intake of 80, 24 are women and 60 and then 56 are men. Which municipalities benefited from this innovative program so far and how? The response is, the first 7 youth from the pilot phase were mainly from Bushbuckridge and Komazi local municipalities. However, since they have qualified, they are providing their services in various municipalities where the need is identified. The 80 in the second intake were recruited from different local municipalities in 3 districts. The distribution is as follows: 20 in Kangala, 20 in Gert, and 40 in Ehlanzeni. How sustainable is this program? Since the pilot stage to this date, this program proved that it is a very sustainable program due to the following factors. The program is recruiting local youth and train them in their own respective districts. The skills acquired are planted back into the department and benefits the local farmers. The training is accredited and learners will get accredited certificates, which will enable them to open their own trades or hired in corporate industries. The department will always be willing to work with them, considering the huge amount of saving currently we are experiencing. No dropouts reported yet, showing that youth are finding the program interesting and relevant. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Honorable Lakshmi Narain, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. No follow-up question. Safe to say, I think credit must be given for this program that allows the participation of youth and women in an industry which is mostly dominated by males. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lakshmi Narain. I will now give to other honorable members if they do have follow-up questions. Honorable Masilela.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. My concern will be just one to the department. According to census, majority of the populations, it's women. And in your intake, you indicated 56 young men. And I think there we need also to balance the issue of gender. And the other issue, the follow-up question, is just to check on the issues of the people with disabilities. Are you taking people with disabilities on the program, or they are excluded from this program? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC.
Somlomo, angisho ukuthi ngiyabonga kumhlonishwa ngokuphakamisa leyikhalo akhala ngazo. Ukuba ngumechanic weganda kuya ngothando lakho, kufanele uwenze lo msebenzi ngothando, awukwazi ukuphocelelwa ngenkani ukuthi uwenze noma kubukwe igender ukuthi ungawenza na. Umsebenzi loyo o-advertisiwe kwavulelwa wonke amagender ukufaka phakathi people with disability. So kuyayeke bese kuthathwa labo aba-available aba-aplayile ngoba uba sethandweni uzawukhumbula phela ukuthi sibuyaphi nale South Africa. Esikhathini esiningi indaba yokukhenika vele kwakuyinto yamadoda for isikhathi eside. So manje sesiyaba-introducer labantu besifazane bakhona-ke laba ba-brave abafanana nakule package yokuqala ye-7 uyababona baningi ukudlula amadoda lapho. So our people with disability nakhona bavulelekile provided bayabona ukuthi lo msebenzi bawenza ngoba i-disability phela ihlukene nayo. Kukhona aba-disabled ngokuthi baphelele emzimbeni kuphela ukuthi ibala labo limhlophe naba upremier wale province abathanda kakhulu nabalwela kakhulu labo bangangena. Kodwa kukhona ke labo abahleli phansi abangakhona ukuhamba ngeke bakhona ukukhenika ngoba phela injini iphezulu egandeni. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much. Honorable Grove.
My question, Honorable Speaker, is how are these beneficiaries selected? Bakhethwa njani ukuthi bangene kule program? Is there specific criteria and ikhona ini requirement? Is it what grade they have or what age?
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Ake ngisho ke ukuthi uhulumende une policy. Le department nayo isebenza ngaphansi kwamapolicy ahulumende. Okokuqala siyaye encourage abantu okukakhulukazi abantu abancane ukuthi babe no grade 12. Siyayeke bese ke sesibuka ke criteria yalo msebenzi lo ka agriculture esikhathini esiningi icriteria yakhona uthando lalowo msebenzi. Ngoba awumani uyeka agriculture nje bangabe agriculture uyithandi. Uthanda ukufaka uthayi uhlale office. Lapha kuyabantu izandla zabo engathi ziyabamba bamba. Mavila esikhathini esiningi awavami ukuphumelela ka agriculture. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much. Okay. No, thank you very much, Honorable MEC. MEC. You may take your seat. We're skipping question 14. We're now moving to question 15. Honorable R.J. Sitole, DA, to ask MEC for education. Honorable Sitole, Honorable Grove Morgan, stand in for Honorable Sitole, and MEC Manzini, stand in for Honorable Machuba. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The question, whether any schools were closed in Mpumalanga province during the 2016, 2017, 2018. If so, what is the name of each school that were closed during each specified year and why was each school closed? Since 2016 to 2018, the department has closed the gazetted 56 schools. Most are closed due to an extremely low learner enrollment and poor facilities, thus making the school unviable. The names and reasons for closure are as follows. The list is too long, Honorable Speaker. I'm not going to mention each and every school, but the reasons are most farm schools due to low learners enrollment. So these are the merge with the Steve Chwete boarding school. So these are the reasons, but the list is very long, but I'll provide honorable member to read because I won't go to each and every school. Question number 2, how many schools in the department planning to close during the 2019 and 2020 academic years? Please provide reason for closure. The department is planning to close 17 schools in Kharsibande and Butlabela district, as most the farm schools in the district are unviable and below are the names of the schools. Also here, I'm not going to mention all the schools, but the reason learner will be relocated to boarding school, most of them, and learners enrollment due its low enrollment. So there's a list I will provide, Honorable Member. Steve Chwede Boarding School was completed in May 2016, and the schools below were closed when it was operationalized. So these are the schools, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 schools at Steve Chwede that we closed. I'll also provide the list. The last question, Tabacheu Boarding School is earmarked for operationalization in 2020, and the school listed below will be closed. These are the 7 schools also that will be closed after the Steve Chwede Boarding School. The Tabacheu Boarding School is operationalized by 2020. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Grove Morgan, do you have a follow-up question?
I thank you, Honorable Speaker. I shall be waiting for the report. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Let me give to other honorable members. Do we have follow-up questions?
No.
None?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. We're now moving to question 16. Honorable J.J. Skosana from the ANC to ask the MEC for Finance, Economic Development and Tourism. Honorable Ngumana.
Thank you, Speaker. The questions are coming from Honorable J.J. Skosana of the ANC. And I'm going to concentrate on the responses because the questions, honorable members, they have. Let me firstly respond, Roman figure 1. Let me firstly indicate that tourism sector is about partnerships. Therefore, the department is working very closely with the private sector to turn around tourism in the province. We recently held a consultative endeavor at which we took resolution to, amongst others, encourage the local government to prioritize tourism as an economic sector at their level. Together with industry stakeholders, the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs and Department of Culture, Sports and Recreation, including Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison, we have signed a pledge recognizing the things that we should do together to turn the tourism economy around. Secondly, the department, through the MTPA, has prioritized events as a major contributor to the tourism economy in the province. We'll continue to support these events on an annual basis to ensure that tourism become an economic contributor even during quiet season of the year. We further intend to develop the provincial rural tourism plan as a way of reviving the rural and township tourism in order to grow rural and township economy. Township and rural tourism economy is an important aspect in the sustainability and livelihood of rural areas. Hence, the plan will unearth all tourism opportunities that can be exploited in our townships and rural areas to improve the socio-economic condition of our people in Mpumalanga. Roman figure 2, a response. In 2018, the tourism industry has created 700,000 direct jobs in South Africa, and an estimated 100,000 direct jobs were created in the province in the last 5 years. Furthermore, international visitors spent over 10 billion in 2018, which led to many indirect jobs being created. Tourism is one sector which is resilient as it continues to grow when other sectors are declining. Roman figure 3, Our department continued to work closely with the Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison and the South African Police Services to fight crime and ensure that the tourists are safe in our province. In addition, the MTPA, in collaboration with National Department of Tourism, has deployed an additional 250 tourism safety monitors at various tourist attractions to provide tourist safety. This number augments the existing capacity of tourism safety monitors currently administered by the Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison. We have also partnered with private sector and our municipality to come up with strategies to ensure the safety of our tourists. Roman figure 4, the response. The MTPA has developed a tourism SMME support strategy that guides the entity in supporting the historical disadvantaged individual to enter and access the market. During the 2015-19 term, 67 new historical disadvantaged individuals were supported to participate in the mainstream tourism industry. As already indicated, our department has prioritized to develop the township and rural tourism development plan during the current financial year. This plan will unearth all the tourism opportunities that can be exploited in our township. It will also assist in growing SMMEs in the tourism sector. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Skosana, do we have a follow-up question?
Ngiyathokoza nomlomo sibethamthetho. Mhlonishwa ngithokoza impendulo ozinikezileyo. Mhlonishwa ku Roman figure 1 bengithanda ukwazi ukuthi ngabe ngiziphi izindawo lezi enihlose ukuthi nivuselele ama tourist areas in the province.
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Speaker, for the question which I'm getting for the follow-up question which I'm getting from Honorable J.J. Skosa. As indicated that our priority will be township economy. And we would love that at some stage we initiate something which is like what has happened in Gauteng, where Vilakazi Street has been developed. In KZN, Ayadini, which is attracting a lot of tourists. In our province, if we can start by your Mbuzini, where there are tourist attraction like Samora Machel, Ganyamazane, which is in N4, attracting tourists who are coming from Mozambique and Swaziland. That will be our priority number 1. And we cannot start big. We want to start small and grow big. That will be our priority, Honorable Skosan. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Skosan. Do you have another follow-up question?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. My follow-up question is that can the MEC share with us of how many youth and women are benefiting out of these projects and how far have we gone as government with capacity building? I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you. The statistics, I think the number of the statistics can be provided, but because that was not part of the question. But we can provide statistics if the honorable member wants to know the figures. But what we want to indicate is that it's our priority that we target young people and women. That is our target. And if we are required to submit as to how far did we go, we are going to do that, but at the moment we don't. But we are following the priority which is given by national. All departments, they are targeting young people and women. And that there's no difference to us. Our target is young people and women, because we believe these are the group which is affected by unemployment, inequality, and poverty. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MEC. The statistics will be provided in red, as you have indicated, within 10 days. That's the ruling. Any other follow-up question? Honorable Webb.
Honorable Speaker, through you, in view of the fact that the Honorable MEC has been named after King Shaga's Prime Minister, I want to inform you that maybe if you do not know, that a later King of the Zulus, King Dinizulu, was imprisoned by the British. And when the next Prime Minister, Louis Botha, became Prime Minister, he said that it is not proper that the king of a proud nation like the Zulus should be in prison. He released him and he gave him a farm at Middelburg, a farm named Uitcape, where he died. Now my question is, don't you think that it is proper that a memorial should be erected for King Dinizulu? And the next question, don't you think that that will improve on tourism industry in our province? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Weber, for that question. Through you, Speaker. There's one question which belongs to me. But the other question belongs to myself with the Department of Sports, which is dealt with the issue of, you said the statue of Dinizulu, museum of what? I would love, because it also going to include the clan of Ngoman, you know. But that one, it doesn't belong to my department. I will talk with the Department of Sports as to how do we deal with that particular one. And thanks for that particular information which you are giving. And I want to believe statues like those, they assist in attracting tourists. And even though it doesn't, because tourism and culture sports, they're next to each other. Because when they have these activities, they attract tourists. But the other part of your question, you say, I continuously indicate that tourism, it's one gold mine which we are left with as a province. And we would love to invite all those who love tourism to work together with us to make sure that this particular sector doesn't lie only for one sector. All of us, we participate. But our worry is that this sector, it's ever growing, but it benefits few individuals. We want our people also to benefit on the ground. So we are inviting you, Honorable Weber, to come with ideas, to come with stakeholders, private sector, and assist in growing tourism. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're now left with only 46 seconds. Honorable Rove Moken, we will not finish, yes, but okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable MEC. We are jumping question 17. We are now moving to, and also question 18, we're jumping question 18. We're now moving to question 19. Honorable TMJ Grove Morgan from DA to ask MEC for cooperative governance and traditional affairs. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, once more for the opportunity. The question reads, for the past 3 financial years, Lekwa local municipality has lost more than 90% of its water that was purchased in distribution. Based on the above, will the MEC answer the following questions? Why is that Lekwa local municipality lost almost all water it purchased in distribution for the past 3 financial years? The response is the water losses of 90% are as a result of non-revenue water losses due to technical losses as a result of aging infrastructure as well as billing and collection challenges. The technical losses are estimated at around 40% and non-revenue losses are estimated to be around 50%. Question 2, what has provincial government done to ensure that these losses are capped? The response is we availed funds to an amount of 23 million excluding VAT to address some of the water conservation and demand management within the 2014-2015 financial year through a tripartite agreement between ourselves, Herzeban, the municipality, and Lekwa local municipality. We've managed to reduce the technical water loss from 49% to 35%. Question 3, how much will it cost to rectify all the dilapidated water infrastructure in Lekwa? The response is an estimated amount of 168 million is required to rectify the dilapidated water infrastructure in Lekwa local municipality. 4, constant water shortages have severely affected businesses such as Astral Foods as they threaten job security. What has since been done to ensure a constant supply of service in the municipality? The response is in a meeting held between the Department of Water and Sanitation Head Office in Pretoria on the 30th of May 2019 between the Department of Water and Sanitation, Cogta, Astral and local municipality. An agreement was reached that over the 5.5 milliliter of water requirement for the Goldie factory, Lekwa local municipality will provide 2 milliliter of purified water as well as seed the 3.5 milliliter of raw water from its water use license to Goldie for a period of 24 months whilst refurbishment and upgrade works are carried out in the water infrastructure. 5, in rands, how much did we as a province lose in the 2017-2018 financial year? The response, Honorable Morgan, is there. The money is too long. I don't want to confuse the House by mentioning this money. You will see in numbers there. What losses as per the 2017-18 annual financial statement for municipalities of Mpumalanga? Also the list is being mentioned as a response which you will provide to your good self. with the grand total at large, at the last page. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable Grovemo again. Any follow-up question?
No, she's fine.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'll be waiting for the report.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Honorable members, is there any other honorable member who have a follow-up question?
No.
None? Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. We're now moving to question 20. Honorable J.J. Skosana from the ANC to ask MEC for community safety, security and liaison. Honorable Shabalala. Okay. Honorable. I'm checking time, Honorable Shabalala.
Thank you.
Das Bamba Liskat. It's we are only left with 10 minutes. 8 minutes ingane because I must give you 15 minutes for both answering your question and also for members to ask you follow-up question. So.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. No.
So it means I'll respond in writing.
Yes. Honorable Skosana, Honorable Shabalala will respond in writing for this question. Yes, for question 20. You will respond in writing.
Yes, I agree, Honorable Speaker.
10 days, ne? Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, honorable members. We have come to the end of the question time. The questions remaining on this question paper will be dealt with at the next question time, except that one that have granted Honorable Shabalala to respond in read to Honorable Skosana. That concludes the business of the day. You are all requested to remain standing at your places until the procession has left the chamber, and the House is now adjourned until the 20th of September 2019 at 10 Nkomazi Local Municipality at Mkhatshwa Stadium.